I saw something that pissed me off today. I was scrolling through Facebook about 20 minutes ago. Not even that, 5 to 10 minutes ago. And I just thought, I have to make this fucking video now. So, before I get into it, originally, Friday of this week, I believe, when I'm recording this, which it's Tuesday right now. But I was planning on doing a Q&A type video, which I'm still doing. It's part of this video. And I want to start doing vlogs, like just where I talk about something. It's not going to be weekly. It's just going to depend on pretty much what I feel like and when I have motivation for something to talk about. When there's something in my mind that I want to talk about. To start off today, I saw something on Facebook that really fucking pissed me off. And if you're not an American, I apologize if you sit through this, but maybe you'll understand. If you're an American, like I am, then probably you're going to respect what I have to say. I've been saying a shit ton of stuff about that Colin Kaepernick shit that's been going around, where he was, and then the football stars that all kneeled during the national anthem instead of standing up. First of all, on their side of things, kneeling is kind of similar to like a salute. You know, if you're in the military and you're in uniform, you don't put your hand over your heart for the song. You salute if you're outside. If you're inside, you stand at the position of attention. I know this because I spent time in the military. And what really pissed me off, though, was this post I saw. It said, what was it? If you put people under oppression for 300 years, and you expect them to respect your country, that's the problem with America, is we expect them to salute during the national anthem because we oppressed people for 300 years. I'll have you know, I've never cracked a whip in my fucking life. Chances are I'm more closely related to the slaves that people would have owned than I am the rich people from that time period. If you really want to get technical, there was only about maybe 30 families that could afford an actual slave. Not to mention, one thing I'm studying right now says slavery didn't even start in the Americas. It started in the Caribbean and became a good idea because it was cheaper than the people who were dying off within 30 days. These people could live a full life. They were normally fed, and if you were black, you were way too expensive to be beaten. Because if you were beaten, then that's hurting your product. If I owned a factory, you think I'm going to walk around hitting all of my factory equipment with a sledgehammer? Fuck no. I invested a shit ton of money in that. I'm going to take care of it. That's what they did. The people who weren't taken care of were the Irish immigrants that came over and were not slaves. They were indentured servants, paid about a penny a day, if that, and they were beaten half to death because there was no laws on labor on their side. There were laws on labor on the side of the African American slaves because of the fact that they cost so much, and because the African American slaves thought that they were more likely, everyone thought they were more likely to stand up and fight against what was going on than the Irish indentured servants because there was a lot less of them. So there were a lot of laws based around keeping slavery in check without hurting the slaves. Off of that topic, because that's just some of the history stuff I've been studying recently in some of my classes, but going away from that portion of it, it's been years, it's been hundreds of years since slavery was a thing. 60 years now since the racism side of it has started dying off because of the civil rights movements and everyone was equal. The problem is kids today, and really not just today, but from the past like 60 years, have believed, well, our ancestors were berated, so you owe us something. And that's fucking bullshit. I'm in the poverty level. I've lived in the poverty level my entire fucking life. Okay? And the poverty level, you're treated like shit, whether you want to be or not. I've learned through this to treat everyone with respect. Most people in the poverty level do. Most of us aren't entitled bastards. If you're an entitled bastard, if you grew up with four walls around you and a roof above your head, you have no fucking right to speak like we are oppressing you. You have a floor that's not made out of dirt. There's people in America, kids in America, that have floors made out of fucking dirt. And I see this all over Facebook recently. Yes, we have a freedom of speech. I support that. If you don't want to stand for the national anthem, don't. Because that's your right on freedom of speech. But realize when you're not standing for the national anthem that the national anthem is not for our government. Our government has nothing to do with it. It's for the country you live in, the country that provides you with that roof that's over your head, the country that pays you millions of dollars a year to toss a ball around a field. This is America, and you have to love your country if you want to stay here. In my opinion, if you don't want to stand for the national anthem, get the fuck out. If you have that many problems with how the country is ran, leave. That is the beauty of America, is it's free to leave. All you have to do is pay for the freaking plane ticket. There's nothing else you have to pay for. Go to North Korea and tell people you're oppressed. Yeah, tell them about the life you live and the fact that your president is mean. Things like that is just ridiculous because in North Korea you're killed for talking like that. Here in America, you can kneel during the national anthem. You can sit on your ass and eat a corn dog when the Pledge of Allegiance is going off. You can really do whatever you want. You can walk up to a soldier and say, fuck you. That's how it works here. You could even tell Obama on the internet. Just send him a message on Facebook saying how much you hate him. People do it all the time. That's all my news feed is, which annoys the living fuck out of me because we have to have respect for the fellow humans. I know a lot of people don't have respect for other people, and it's sad that that's a thing. But if you're going to sit there and post on my Facebook news feed that you were oppressed and that we should respect your rights as an African American because you were repressed, well, you need to realize that it's not your rights as an African American that I don't respect. It's your sense of fucking entitlement. I've never been handed anything in my life. I might be young, yeah, I'm young, but I've worked my ass off. A lot of people have. White or black, Hispanic, purple. We all fucking work for the same shit. And that's how it works. Some of us get rich. You have people on YouTube making millions of dollars because they put out videos. But you know what? It's not easy. A lot of these people have put in years and years of hard work before they even got noticed. I've been on YouTube, if you want to get technical, I've been on YouTube since like 2013. Or actually before that, 2011 is when I started. And the span I went from 2011 to 2012 was about 6 months of videos, which they weren't perfectly timed, but about 6 months. You know how many subscribers I got? 3. 3 subscribers in like 6 months. Granted, I wasn't putting much effort into my videos back then. And now I've been on YouTube again since like May. And I've had a huge jump because I've put a shit ton more effort in promoting and in video editing. So YouTubers that are way up there and have been way up there for a long time, they probably deserve it. They work their ass off. Most YouTubers don't even take a day off. And people are entitled to the sense that, well, I work a 40-hour work week. I deserve to be able to live well and have what I want. No, you're not. If you work a 40-hour work week, especially if you're flipping burgers, you deserve to have a roof over your head and food in your stomach. That is a thing. That's how it works. However, if you think minimum wage should go up, that's fucking bullshit too. If minimum wage goes up, milk is going to go up. Everything we buy is going to go up by that same percentage or more. So now it's costing even more than what you make in order to purchase that. So people have this sense of entitlement that says, well, if I make $18 an hour while I'm flipping burgers, then I'm going to be happy. That's fucking bullshit because good luck buying anything. It'll be nice for about 3 months until everything else catches up. Doctors are going to start getting about $1 million a year if that goes. If flipping a burger goes up to $18 an hour, doctors would get paid a shit ton more, which means healthcare is going to cost a hell of a lot more. This is something that had gotten under my skin so bad that I just had to fucking rant about it because entitlement is just not a thing. You can be self-entitled all you want, but if you don't smile to me, I'm going to be an asshole when you're coming through my line anywhere. If you walk around all high and mighty with your head in your hair in the air thinking you're better than everyone else around you, you're just fucked in life. You're going to be screwed. No one really gets ahead that way. Everyone who's stepped on someone around them to get in the lead has really been fucked over at some point in their life. So think about that for a little bit before the next time you post something or say something about, well, I was oppressed for 300 years. No, you fucking weren't. Have you had a whip cracked in your back? Enough said right there. Anyway, that's enough of the rant. That just gets under my skin so bad. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for the idea that everyone should be treated equally. I think that we're all humans. This whole Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, why does it fucking matter what color your skin is? All lives matter. If you're a human being, you don't deserve to be treated like dirt. You just don't. I don't want to be treated like shit. So why would I treat people like shit? So just remember this the next time you're going to post something or the next time you're even going to vote. Just anything. It's a very important subject and we have to realize that we're all equal. It really doesn't matter what color your skin is, what sexual organs you have in your pants. Nothing fucking matters in life other than that you work hard and you respect the people around you. I do have one question that was posted on Twitter. Thank you very much. It comes from Rennie Renteria. If I pronounced that wrong, I greatly apologize. And he said, I wonder if at Bull897 would rather have piercings or tattoos. Hashtag YouTuber. Thank you very much for asking a question because I had posted that hoping that someone would, and you're the only person that did. That makes me feel amazing. And I'd have to say tattoos. I have no idea why. I'm not scared of needles, like piercing needles, because I mean, I like tattoos. Those are needles too. I'm not necessarily scared of them. I just don't, I don't know. I don't see an appeal in them anywhere. Like, I mean, if I don't judge people for having them, but I just don't like piercings as much as I like tattoos. In fact, I have this one here that has been shown off a lot probably in my videos. Um, yeah, I can't really get a good angle. I'll try and post a picture with it when I upload this video, so it might be like over my wrist right now, the better picture. Anyway, what it symbolizes is it's a shield and it has the semicolon in the middle of it for mental illness. As you guys have probably known from my previous videos, I've had battles with mental illness a lot, and the semicolon to me just represents, as a lot of people have said, the cliche. You just kind of stop, take a breath, and you continue on. The shield, though, represents my defense mechanism and the wall that I put up around myself, I would say, so that I don't get too angry too fast, things like that. Um, so yeah, thank you very much, Rennie, for that question, and hopefully I can be smart enough to take the Twitter post and like put it like at the bottom of my screen, like right there, there. That's where I'm going to try and do it. So yeah, thank you very much. Another question I have had, but that I haven't like expressly answered, and it was from quite a few people, so I'm not going to elaborate like on who it was. Was stuff about my recording software and my computer that I'm running on. I've talked about my recording software a little bit, but it's been a while now, and I use NVIDIA Shadowplay when I'm recording video games, and I use OBS to record my face cam so that it's two separate files. That way I can manipulate it without losing any resolution. And I use it to record, well, record pretty much anything with my face in it and to stream off of, which I believe I can use Shadowplay to stream now, but I don't know if there's a face cam feature for it because it did update recently. So that's normally how I do stuff there. Every now and then I'll use Audacity for my voice, which I'm thinking I should do more of. Stop recording it through my other like systems because that way I can change the level of like the sound from the game without changing the sound from my voice. So that might be a good idea to do in the future as well. As for my computer, I am running a Intel Core i5, the 4460 3.2 gigahertz processor. I have 16 gigs of RAM, which was from a company that I honestly don't know what it was. It was one that we had never really heard of, and just kind of like I don't know where they came from. And I was in Best Buy one day, probably earlier on when my videos were really bad quality. I went to Best Buy and I was like, I need more RAM because I was running on 4 gigabytes of RAM at the time. And I was like, oh, this stuff is 16 gigs. And it was like 20 bucks, if that. It may have been like 15 bucks. And I was like, this is what I'm getting. So I got it. It's worked pretty well, surprisingly. And the funny thing is, when I got it, I didn't realize it was that RAM I think was DDR3, and my motherboard at the time. This is how sad it was. Only supported DDR2 RAM, and so I had to buy a new motherboard and a new processor in order to like upgrade my RAM. So I'm kind of glad I did though, because that processor before was only like a 2.5 gigahertz processor. It was old because there was like a whole bunch of parts that we had laying around for years, and I had sold off my old desktop, so we had all these parts laying around. And I was like, hey, sweet, I'm gonna just put them in a computer, and I basically have everything I need. At the time, I just needed a case and a power supply, so I bought that back then. So yeah, that's what I'm running there. Graphics card, I believe, is a NVIDIA GeForce NVIDIA. It's a 760. That's what it is. It was on the tip of my tongue. I think it's 760. It might be a 780. I think something like that. It's been a while. Like I said, old parts, and I. That's the next thing I want to upgrade is my graphics card. I also run on like 1.5 terabytes of hard drive space, which I really need to come up with a system because I keep all my videos saved on my computer just in case. And I really need to come up with a system. I was thinking of getting an external hard drive and just like copying the files over because I'm reaching a terabyte of space and video content already. So yeah, that's fun. Um, Other than that, I use GIMP a lot to do my thumbnails because I don't have Photoshop, and I do use there's that like website Panzoid that has a background tool. I use that every now and then because they have a few more fonts that I enjoy. So that it just depends on what font I want to use. I know I can go download them, but I'm just lazy. And then I use Sony Vegas 13 to edit everything. So, which I absolutely love that because it took me forever to learn it, but it's really fun to use. I don't know why, it just feels fluid once I kind of get to know it. It loads a lot faster than the free stuff as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much my whole setup. My intro that I have on here was actually done in Blender. That's interesting, which I haven't used Blender since. I kind of watched a tutorial on how to make like flying 3D text, and then I just played around with it until I had something I liked. So yeah, I think that's about it for my setup. In terms of games, I do want to warn you about Mafia 3. I am going to play the shit out of Mafia 3 when it comes out. Hopefully, I'll have the money to buy it. Buying 2 copies of it because I'm going to give one to my brother for his birthday. So it's going to be badass. So I'm going to play the living hell out of it. We're almost done with Mirror's Edge, so that's going to end before too long. And I'm really getting into Minecraft. I don't know why, but I'm going to stop scheduling. Well, I'm going to schedule when I'm uploading, but I'm going to stop saying, a type of game this day, type of game this day, type of game this day, like I have been, because I find that just puts a lot of strain on me, especially if like even if the game's fun, sometimes it's just like I don't really want to play a game like that game today. Today I just kind of like want to sit around and play Minecraft, or today I just really want to play Mirror's Edge. That's been happening. So that's one of the reasons why I was getting behind was because I was like, well, I don't want to just upload this game twice this week, but I'm going to start doing that every now and then. It just depends on what I want to record and what I want to edit and what I think fits best for the day. So just know that. Like, this video is coming out Friday, I think. It might be Thursday, it might be Saturday. I haven't decided necessarily when it's releasing yet because I have another video that I also want to release Friday. So, from a little indie game that you guys have probably seen. But yeah, that's about it. Just remember, if you want to ask any questions for the next time I do this, be sure to either put them down in the comments section or send it to me on Twitter, and I will give you a nice little shout out on the bottom of the screen. That way you guys know. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. I'm really trying to get up there. I've stopped with like pimping myself out as much because I was getting a lot of subscribers from people that I would talk to like on Twitter that were like, "Hey, bro, check out my channel and stuff," and then they would like subscribe to me, kind of like a sub for sub, but I knew all of them personally, and well, not necessarily personally, but I've talked to like pretty much all of them, and so I'm gonna stop necessarily doing that as much because I don't want someone to just subscribe to me because I'm like, hey, sub to me, you know. I don't know why. Like, I realize that my views aren't nearly as good as like I have almost 200 subscribers, and somehow I'm still only getting 10, maybe 10 views a video. My gameplays get even less than that. And so really I'm going to try and start working on views, which I know part of that is not letting this video last 22 minutes like I did. But I just had so much to talk about. I might cut out a little bit of the rant. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for liking. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All the buttons to do that are just right down below this video. So be sure to click at least one of them. I don't care which one. The like button I do really like because every time I see that, I'm like, yeah, thumbs up, and it makes me feel special. So if nothing else, just press that like button because it's not hard to do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please be sure to join us on the next one. I'm Mr. Bull897, and we're signing out.